What's up guys, here's Twinny, hope you're doing well. Today we're back on automation. Today we're doing another viewer challenge. You might be wondering, what is it today? So, two identical inline 6s is what I'm going to build. One is going to be NA, that's the first one. The other one is going to be a turbo build. Yes, we can't do without turbos. I love my turbos. Let's go. So the first one we're building is a 2.5 liter displacement, of course. Inline 6. Displacement is gonna be 2.5 liter and the year is gonna be 1990. This engine that we're referencing of and building is gonna be a BMW M50 B25. They never made a turbo variant of this, so that's why I've got my trusty 2 video part series, so to speak. As you can see there, wonderful engines looking good. I am going to use VVT on all cams because it was sort of Vanos system. We do not have Vanos in this game, but the similarities between Vanos and VVT is pretty simple and it's very intertwined, so to speak. Vanos, if I'm not mistaken, Vanos is BMW's version of VVT. It came out in all your later model from 90, I think it's 90 to about modern day engines. All use roughly the same Vanos system. As you can see here, we're already past the comment is horsepower. The horsepower that he came up with was, and also states by our good friend Wikipedia, it states 192 horsepower, we're on 205. This engine is pretty cheap, as you saw by the thumbnail, $1,822. It's a pretty cheap engine even for the time. Makes just over 205 horsepower. It's looking absolutely beautiful. Now I am gonna make it BMW black. So valve cover, intake manifold, timing cover, block, as well as the headers. I'm also going to paint them, but they're going to be wrinkle painted because the wrinkle paint, excuse me, can't talk today, is better at high heat dissipation. That's why I love wrinkle colors. As you can see here, timing cover is of course aluminum. Some is also going to be aluminum, but black anodized. I do believe that's how they paint it, if they don't just scuff and paint, if I'm not too sure of that. So as you can see, it looks absolutely beautiful. So now we're gonna run this engine, one looking at the graph and then of course one looking at the actual engine. So let's go see what it sounds like. That thing sounds absolutely beautiful for a straight 6 NA engine. So let's copy it and go build a turbo engine. As you saw by the thumbnail, it's a bit more expensive. As you see, it's exactly the same as the other engine, except we have turbos. Yes, turbos. I am gonna change it later if there is not enough power. Power goal for it is at least around 500 horsepower, that's what I'm thinking. We'll of course have to tune it up to there. The thing I want to continue on saying is our similarities between the engines is exactly the same, so the bottom end is exactly the same. But this one of course you can see is turboed, so making crazy much more horsepower. Why 500 you might say? Well, it's double 250, so of course this engine didn't make 250 NA, but still I think it's a cool number. But yeah, let me know down below what other engine comparison would you like to see me do. I'm really interested, and while you're down there, please do consider to like, comment, share and subscribe, because it really helps me out bringing these wonderful videos to you. Thank you to everybody who's been hitting that subscribe button, that like button, and who's been viewing my videos. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. And also I will put my Discord link in the description. CS20 Squad. It's this YouTube channel's Discord server's name. I'll all post it down below. And tomorrow we're gonna be doing the comparison between a turboed engine like this versus a NA car build. Turbo versus NA car build, so to speak. I'm really curious to see what's the results gonna be like, because I think it can be a pretty good result. Because if you really think about it, NA engines are pretty light, they're pretty responsive depending on how you build it, and especially for the time frame. During this particular time there wasn't really any turbo engines available. That is not out of racing cars, like what's the comparison I could do? Like the cars at the time that had, well, turboed engines was the Cosworth. Anything with the Cosworth engine was generally turboed, and anything else that was there wasn't really turbo cars around. There was a few here and there. I mean, you've got the legendary 2JZ at that time, you got the legendary RBs of the time, your rotaries was turboed, so it was really the start of the turbo age, so to speak, where turbo cars were a lot more common. Today every car has a damn turbo, as you can see. With time, turbo technology has gotten leaps and bounds better. Like if I took this engine and I made it up to the maximum here of 2020, this engine would of course make close to 1000 horsepower. This boost level power really would not be a problem to do. As you can see, we got 408.9 horsepower of course, but because this engine is made in this particular time, we do not have the luxury of just adding boost and letting it eat. We have to go in and tune the engine up to our power level. We're on 450 now, basically 460, 470, close to 480 now. And remember, this engine is exactly the same. I might change one small change I have to go make, because this is not really as reliable as it should be. I'm expecting around 45% to 50%. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go back to the bottom end and change the year up to as, well, not the year but the quality slider of course, up to as high as we can. As you can see, 51% reliable, so I'm going to do the one thing everybody wants me to do, make two pulls, one looking at the engine and the other one looking at the turbo. Let's see. I hope it sounds good, but we'll find that out now. I like that low cam sound this thing has. This thing sounds beautiful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.